2.
Hey everybody, it's that time again. Time for the shop update here at Woodsmith 2025 edition. And we're going to get started picking up with a project that we left off last year with Mark here.
Hey everyone, I have to think real hard to what I was working on the last time we checked in on Facebook, but I think it was the Dylan Design coffee table, which is this guy. Pretty simple construction. The only thing different about this is we used, I can't remember what the name of this product is, but this was the 3/4 inch sheet goods that we used for this project, and it's got a MDF face and back, and this was the cheapest possible plywood that we could find from our supplier, which I think was like $40 for a 4x8 sheet. So I thought, well, we'll give it a shot, we'll use it on a project, hence the coffee table. Usually we put an edge treatment on plywood, but this one I did a few different processes before I painted it. Sanded it down real good on the edge, then I filled it with wood filler, sanded it again, and then I put 2 coats of Titebond original on that edge to seal that edge. So like a 4-step process, and then it was painted. I used our new Graco spray to paint it, which was pretty nice, just 2 coats. This has a couple of end drawers, and you can focus on this. It's got a little detail on the bottom there that acts as a pull. We use beech for the drawer boxes because that's what we had plenty of in stock. And then with the cork interior for the drawer bottom. On the top is a piece of glass that's 3/16, and it's got a cool little texture to it. And that's pretty much that. I can't remember if there was any crazy joinery holding this together. I think it was just tongue and grooved, nothing too fancy. So a pretty simple project. Not sure what issue that will be in, but there is that. What else I've been working on? I've had like 3 different projects where they've all been unfinished, so I've been kind of waiting for materials to come in, hardware. Another one was the router, the planer cart, which is this. I know we had a little bit of a issue deciding how to make this come all the way out and stay where it needed to stay. So Dylan designed some hardware that I made rather than ordering something online. So that just clicks onto there. Pretty simple. Keeps it in the spot it needs to be, and then this raises up to catch the material coming off the bed of the planer. So this is a project that was sitting on a bench for about 3 months because we were trying to figure out what we were going to do with it. So happy to get that finished. Another one is, I think I showed the garden gate a while back. So we've got a garden gate that's going to be an issue which is way down the road, which is that cedar one over there.
Yeah, I don't think we ever saw it finished.
That's just pretty straightforward joinery on that, all cedar panels on the interior. And then we used 2x material from the local home store for the frame. The posts got these copper caps on, so we'll get that assembled, but I don't think that's going to be photographed for a while, so not sure what we're exactly doing with that. But currently waiting for some materials to build a big bookcase in Dylan's office. So while I'm waiting for that, I'm working on a little jig. Follow me. So we have several of these tracks for the Festool track saw, and I wanted to utilise a track for using my router on. So I've seen these on various websites. There's a device that clicks into this this groove here, and then your router mounts to this piece of plastic, but I'm gonna make my own. So this will go in there, and I'm gonna mount my plunger base router there, and that just gives me a straight edge guide for doing dados, grooves, etc. on plywood or whatever, woodworking pieces. So rather than me buying something, I'm going to make it myself. So that's what I'm working on. Like I said, wait for materials to come in. I'm going to be building some bookshelves out of southern yellow pine. Let me show you the plans for that. Here's them everywhere today. So this is what we're doing in Dylan's office after a catastrophic bookcase collapse. We decided to do something more stout. So this is all going to be southern yellow pine. It's going to be almost 12 feet by 8 feet. So that's what I'm working on next.
Sounds good.
Check in next week. Thanks.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Well, a month ago I made this fancy dustpan out of walnut. A little challenging. The corners are actually box jointed, forgive the paint, on the back and the sides. So you have to start out with a square, cut the box joints, put your sides and back in, and then you can freehand a curve, bandsaw, and sand. And you also have a little turning to do. Nothing real complicated, but we turn that from a solid piece of walnut. And then we just use masonite for the bottom. Bevel the edge, which you have to stand up to do. And I taped the board across the back so it wouldn't fall into the slot on the table saw. So that's coming. I think this is shop notes. My current project is the Marble Labyrinth game. You have this maze. The marble goes in here or here, as you can see. And then you pick the board up and move it around. There'll be a piece of, these moldings will go around. These are a little wide yet. These will go around and trap a piece of plexiglass so the marble doesn't fall out. 3 sides will be glued and 1 will be screwed on, so if you ever have to replace the plexiglass from getting scratched. But the trick is you basically have to, I've already done one attempt and I came up short in the middle. You have a 7/16 gap for the ball bearing, and these sticks are about 3/16. So I did a series of tests. You can cut a grid like I did here, but I think this is a full-size pattern that I taped together because we didn't have a printer that big. So this is pretty close, and it fits in there pretty good. I like to have these moldings on so that this defines my space, and then I can make sure that the ones that are up against are nice and tight. So rather than make this and build the frame around it. So I had to take off most of these because I came up short in the middle, and I filled it and I'm repainting it now. So I'll do version 2 tomorrow. And
We'll have all the math ready for the plans.
It's Friday, so when I pull my hair out, I'll have 2 days off. Thanks.
All right, one last check-in today, and that's with Dylan back in the comments.
Hello, it's your turn.
Oh, hello. Welcome back, everybody. I'm sure Phil's already informed everybody that it is 2025. The projects that I have going on right now are many. we had a little incident, I don't know if this has been talked about yet, in my office where we no longer have a bookshelf on the wall anymore. It's kind of our mini library here that we used as a resource for articles and projects, and just a way to kind of continue or help kind of influence some of the work that we do here. So our Lost Art Press did a bookshelf many years ago that they built for their offices in Covington, and we liked the look of it so much that we modified it to just make it fit our space. And so Mark is going to be building a bookshelf. The original one was built out of 2x12s, I believe. We might be doing something out of, I'm trying to think, oh gosh, what's the, not fir, it's the stuff we get from Liberty.
Southern Yellow Pine.
Thank you. We have access to Southern Yellow Pine, and it's pretty good quality stuff, and our supplier gives us 4/4, 5/4 availability, but also we can get 12-inch widths and lengths, which is really important. So we're going to build this out of Southern Yellow Pine. It's just screwed together through all the verticals as the structural element, so there isn't any joinery. But anyway, it's kind of straightforward. It's cool looking. It's kind of this kind of staggered, asymmetrical look, shallow. But I think it's going to do a really good job of housing all of our books. And then I think once this is built, we'll probably do a smaller version to not only house books, but maybe some of the jigs, the projects we're currently working on, just to kind of keep an ongoing library of those. They have a tendency to get pitched sometimes before they get used, and then we're stuck building another one. So another project I've been working on that I'm near completion on, I just have to, I think behind these two panels, I have to actually construct the drawers, but then I just have to create the digital drawings for it. But this is a rolling tool chest. This is for Shop Notes 149. The kind of the inspiration behind this, especially concerning the aesthetic, you'll notice it almost has this kind of coffered look. If you think of like coffered ceilings, I was looking at a lot of retro toolboxes on eBay, and I came across, I think they might have been like an old Dunlap company toolbox that had these like perforations or kind of coffered texture to it. And I just really liked that and was kind of curious as to see how that would look on a larger scale, because these toolboxes are just, think of the old kind of red toolboxes that your dad had, sort of thing. So kind of superimpose that on here. The material is mostly plywood, will be painted. The top layer that actually has the cutouts in it is 1/2 inch, and then it's going to be backed by a 1/4 inch plywood. So you will see that whatever domestic species we get, be cherry, oak, or something, that will be revealed behind there. Otherwise, 2 big drawers up top and then 2 larger ones down below, probably for power tools. I like to keep this heavy stuff so it has a lower center of gravity. And then what's kind of curious about this too, this is an open version. It kind of functions like the old machinist chest. And so there's a couple shelf pins on the lip on the front there that engage on these 2 little doors. And that kind of keeps everything concealed. These are on either side basically like little drawer doors. And so once the lid opens, these can swing free, and then you have access to the drawer. So if this is something that gets transported, or it's something that you would like to keep locked, that's an option as well. So made pretty good progress on that. Mark will be building this. Still trying to figure out a finish. We've used some, it's a Rust-Oleum product that provides kind of like a hammered metal finish. I've only been able to find cans, and I don't really want to have people go out and buy 48 cans of spray paint to do this. And so I might try and come up with maybe a little bit different technique to get the result that we want. Otherwise, a project I'm building and is upcoming for the current issue of Woodsmith is a freestanding mirror. Size-wise, this thing is about 5 feet tall. It's pretty straightforward on construction. What's kind of cool about this is sorry, I keep zooming in and out here. On the back side, it's kind of a tripod setup for stability. I've provided a little hook on the top here, so if you wanted to hang a robe or a garment or a jacket of some sort behind here, you could. And then down below, there's this kind of, it's a tray more or less, but it's for, like a pair of shoes or slippers or something like that. So multifunctional. I'd gone back and forth. I had done a design several years ago, actually before I started working here, for a floor standing mirror that I never completed, and wasn't terribly happy with the results. And so I've kind of tried to push a little bit farther and make something that was maybe a little more practical in scale. The one that I had was rather large, not that there isn't use for it, but if you're like me, you're always fighting for space in your house, and never really have room for one more thing. So we try to keep size try to keep size in mind, I should say. But this is about halfway done. I have the frame done. I'm just working on the back part of it right now, the framing. Mark will probably start on the tool chest maybe next week or the week after sometime. This mirror will be done by next week, and so maybe we can take a look at a final project for that. Otherwise, just moving forward with projects. So thanks for checking in with me.
All right, there you have it. Up front in the studio, we're filming on season 19 of the Woodsmith Shop TV show. Now, hopefully you've started seeing or have been able to see season 18 of the show. If not, check the listings for your local public television station. And then you can also check out at woodsmithshop.com for project plans and ideas for your shop. Otherwise, we'll see you next week, everybody. Bye.